We ain't come to play no games. We're here to give them some news that they can use, break some new tracks, you know what I'm saying? Some shit like that, man.
Gym business.
It definitely was like 95 degrees out there in the shade.
Shit, it's about 100.
They say people who's really from Atlanta don't call it hot Atlanta, but it's fucking hot Atlanta today.
Man, that shit ridiculous. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah, that shit was ridiculous.
How you been, P?
Oh man, I've been good, just working, man. You know what I mean? Atlanta radio station, we up. You know what I mean? People are definitely checking in for us. You know what I mean? We,
sure.
The home of the independent artists. You know what I mean? We play the music that your favorite radio station won't play. So how you love that? You feel me? So you need to make Atlanta radio station your favorite radio station because we're gonna break hits and we're gonna talk shit.
You know that. Yeah, man. I've been good as well, man. Just moving around. Got a big event this weekend. You know what I'm saying? It's the house party cookout. It's in Fairburn, Georgia. You know what I'm saying? We got some pop-up shops. We got some live music performance. We got some premium dancers in the building. It is a full cookout brought to you by head chef. You know what I'm saying? So we got plates on deck. Bring your own bottle. You know what I'm saying? You come have a good time. We'll be out there from 6 to 4 a.m.
Okay.
We rocking out, you know what I'm saying, in Fairburn, Georgia. So, you know.
Keeping some shit popping, ain't you, Jackpot?
Oh, yeah, man. You know,
shaking the moving,
gotta stay shaking the moving, gotta stay active out here. You know what I'm saying? It's a marathon, and I'm just trying to finish the race, man. You know, if I win, I win.
Right, but you know, that marathon, a lot of niggas running this shit like a sprint. This shit ain't no sprint.
Yeah, you burn out
too marathon.
But, yeah, nonetheless, man, we got a great episode for y'all today. We got the amazing... Introduce yourself to the people.
Hi, world. My name is Gail Salvo, coming to you from New York, but I live in New Haven, Connecticut, so I'm representing for CT. And yes, it's GALESALVO.
I like that. I got to right to it. What's that name mean?
It means
Gail
storm.
Salvo.
It means a strong storm.
What language is that? Where you get that from?
It's I guess you could say Latin, but no,
okay.
Gale is just it's just it's honestly another word for storm. You could really use the word gale as storm.
Okay.
Like,
so if there's a hurricane coming through, like there's a crazy gale.
Yes, exactly.
Hey, Pete, she just gave me some news I can use.
Lesson of the day.
Show, man. Well, we about to cause a motherfucking gale in this motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? What's the salvo?
So the salvo. Yes. The salvo it means like strong, like heavy, like machinery.
Okay.
Like, you know what I'm saying? So like I'm coming heavy with it. Like,
right. The storm is coming heavy.
Yes.
So there's a gale salvo on the way.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? We're gonna run it up. I like that. And where'd you pull that name from? You know what I'm saying?
All right. So as you can see, I have the discoloration on my face. So my hair actually started turning white. So when my hair started turning white, even though this is a wig, don't get twisted.
Okay.
It's a wig, but once my real hair started turning white, I was like, it was giving me storm vibes.
Storm, excellent. Yeah. Okay, that's hard.
Yeah, so I was like, you know what, and I already like her. I'm a comic book nerd kind of, so you know, yeah, I am. So I'm a rapper, but I'm a comic book nerd. But yeah, so I really like her character. So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna call myself Storm. But Storm is too basic. So I was like, Gail.
And then how'd you add Salvo to it?
Salvo. So when I was looking on, Googling and everything, Salvo had popped up around Gail, and I had clicked on it, looked into what it meant, and they gave me the definition. So I said, okay.
That's hard as fuck. You know what I'm saying? Because people be out here with names that have just no meaning. You know what I'm saying? They call themselves, I don't know, they call themselves little this and little that. You know what I'm saying? And I love the originality behind that because, you know what I'm saying, this music thing is an art. You know what I'm saying? And you already showing the originality, you know what I'm saying, through the name. So I think that's hard. You know what I'm saying? My name for my dealings and all my handlings is Jackpot Gamble. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so when I was young, they used to call me Gamble. And I was like 12, 13. Because, man, my first thing on the block was I was hopping out there shooting dice with the older cats. You know what I'm saying? Trying to turn my little $10 into whatever they was out hustling and putting in their pockets. And it worked. You know what I'm saying? I became good at it. So it was like, everybody had a name at that time, whether it was Sauce, Bird, you know what I'm saying, J Money, you know what I'm saying, or King this or that, you know what I'm saying. Everybody had a name, and I was like, I gotta find something. And when the older heads were like, you gamble. You know what I'm saying? J Gamble, because my first name starts with J.
Okay.
As I started doing the music thing, or you know what I'm saying, as I started growing as a person, they changed the whole J into Jackpot Gamble. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like gamble is like my rough side, my adventurous, take risk side, you know what I'm saying? More street, you know what I'm saying? Raw. Jackpot is like when I put on my little shirt and tie, you know what I'm saying? I'm doing a strike a deal because I do both. You know what I'm saying? I come from the trenches, but I move around with the elites as well. You know what I'm saying? And I'm proud of it. So now I go more by Jackpot. But you know, I'm just saying I feel like my name has meaning. So it's dope to meet somebody else who like, you know what I'm saying, you done took the time to really find something that fits you, that has originality, that has a ring. And I ain't never heard that before. You know what I'm saying? I don't know no Gil Salvos in the game. You know what I'm saying?
No,
so first you want to stand out. So how long you been doing music?
All right, so I grew up in choir, singing, things like that. Now, in regards to me being a music artist, coming out, rapping, it's been 2 years.
Dope. So you fresh. And you had the pandemic hit, so it's like, that was like a half a year, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
What made you get into it?
I was doing it one day, like, playing around, like, kind of just, like, freestyling, like, joking, like, just having a good time. Around I was the only girl rapping with a bunch of guys, like, and then they was like, "You're actually good at this shit," like, so then it was like, okay, I'm gonna take it more serious, like, I'm about to really do this, like, so now it's like, I rediscovered the passion I have for music. As a child, I let it, you know, go away as I became an adult. You know, life happens, things happen.
Facts.
But yeah, I rediscovered my love for music.
That's dope.
Yes.
That's dope. So what was it like coming up in New York? You say you was in the choir?
Yeah, but that was okay, so let me give you
what part of New York?
Long Island.
Okay.
But I was there as a young kid, like from baby to 5 years old, so I could barely remember anything.
Got you. So that's where your roots are, but you swung over to CT.
Yes.
Which is not too far away. What,
not
like
at all.
Hour and a half, 2?
20 minutes.
Okay. Facts. So yeah, they like right in the middle because from my city it's about like an hour and 45. You know what I'm saying? I'm from Boston. So Connecticut's right in the middle. You know what I'm saying? Of both cultures, and they have their own as well.
Yes.
Dope casinos, and you know what I'm saying? Y'all got a little vibe out there.
It's a little vibe. You know, people be sleep on CT, but it's definitely.
They sleep on us as a Northeast region and New England altogether, believe it or not. You know what I'm saying? The only thing that people do know is the New Yorks, and they think it stops there. But there's things surrounding that from Boston to Connecticut to Rhode Island to all that. You know what I'm saying? There's a vibe to be found for sure. You know what I'm saying? I think we're seeing that a lot with this technology era, is that music starting to pop up from all over the place. You know what I'm saying? Before the internet, it was like music would come out of where they wanted you to hear it from. So if they wanted you to hear it out of New York, then New York is the capital. You know what I'm saying? When they wanted you to hear it from the West Coast, it was just Cali. You know what I'm saying? When they want you to hear it from the South, it was Atlanta. You know what I'm saying? So now I think every region's starting to get their little buzz on.
I could agree.
So what was the first song that you created once you found that love after your freestyle session with the fellas?
So the first song I did it's called Granny's Crib. That's the
Shout out to Lil Durk.
Yes, see, that's
I'm from Chi-Town, so
you
you
already know the vibes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Was it a remix or was it?
Yes, you were the first person to be able to be like, oh, like to
that's
know
what I
where
thought,
it came
but
from.
I didn't want to jump out there and say that because this is Gil Salvo, you know,
Right.
the originator. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Right. So I didn't want. I'm like, okay, that sounds familiar, but
Not
you
okay.
rapped over that beat.
Yes, I had my homeboy had made the beat, and it was just like a little snippet of it. He took it and made it into his own.
That's dope.
You know what I'm saying? But
That's dope. Rather than just going on YouTube and being like the same beat,
exactly,
you kind of got a sample of it in case this thing pop. You could just hit Dirk up and be like, hey, Kai, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man.
I didn't do your exact beat. You know what I'm saying? Sell me whatever we got to write up. That's dope. So how'd that go?
It went well. I shot a video for it. The boys came out on the bikes and everything. Like, it was lit. It was a good time. But of course, I'm a new artist. Fresh out. That was the first thing I ever dropped. So I didn't know much about marketing. I didn't know much about anything.
Right. You just thought, I'm gonna put this out.
Yeah. So
that's a big step that you even took the step to go get a video off your first track. That's hard. How did people perceived to it because I'm sure that they wasn't ready for that. You know what I'm saying? They didn't know that you was coming like that. They probably know you by who you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Your real name, and they like, oh shit, Gil Salvo, motherfucker that came and shut shit down when they see it coming across their social media. So what was the reception to, you know what I'm saying, everybody around? Did they expect that?
It was no. Like some people have seen me do little freestyle videos and stuff, so they were like, okay, like I knew you was
warming up.
But other people was like, oh, you know, she's rapping, she trying to be a rapper, you know, how that go. Like it's kind of like it's one of those things that I feel like it's kind of like low key, like shamed upon in a way because it's like you're not going for a job. You know what I'm saying? You're not striving to be a doctor or striving to get this pension. You know what I'm saying? Like,
right. You taking the harder way by taking the entrepreneur route. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
And really chasing the dream. You know what I'm saying?
A lot of people look at it as like, oh, like it's childish, but for people who like music and look at their lifestyle, like that's actually a disrespectful comment to me.
Right.
You know, like
we living like that.
Exactly.
We ain't putting on no mask or nothing to do this. You know what I'm saying? This is how we living.
Exactly.
And now I'm just painting a picture with my words. If I had a paintbrush, you know what I'm saying, it'd be the same thing. And I don't think there's no shame in it because, you know what I'm saying, if you about your business, you here to get business done.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Like, so if you press T-shirts, if you do graphic design, whatever you do, there's people who get to make their own schedule and hire and fire people, you know what I'm saying, off the crafts of art. So, you know what I'm saying, it should never be shamed on. It is an industry.
Indeed.
So that's dope. Coming up, did you have any influences, any other female MCs or male MCs that's in the game now, or you know what I'm saying, passed through the game?
Yes. I definitely did. Females wise, I like Lil Kim, of course. Lil Kim, you know, Nicki, of course I listen to Nicki, but I love Nicki. But Foxy, I love Foxy is a huge idol of mine. They say you're not supposed to have idols, but I look up to her. I look up to her like in the rap game, like because she was coming heavy. Like Lil Kim was coming heavy too, but Foxy just had like this fun schwab on her, like
definitely. And she was kind of, I don't want to say it, but you know, kind of like the underdog in that situation. Because when all eyes was on Lil Kim, Foxy had to come out. You know what I'm saying? When they counted her out, or when they tried to make Lil Kim the poster female of the game, Foxy still had a battle to fight. You know what I'm saying? And she did a hell of a job at it.
Damn sure did.
Hell nah.
Any male artists or MCs that is an influence to your flow, or you know what I'm saying, that stand out? You got any favorites?
TheShakers. I love
Top 5 dead or alive.
Yo, big facts.
Top 5 dead or alive. I can't wait. They got a versus coming up on August 3rd versus Dipset. That's a whole other story. Jadakiss, definitely. You know what I'm saying?
I love Jada.
I can agree to that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can agree with your female catalog, and you saying Jadakiss off the rip. You know what I'm saying? When there's so much other different people dancing around and moving around out here, you know what I'm saying? Jadakiss is definitely. He's somebody that I don't take that away from. When they say top 5, I'm like, bro,
but people be trying. People be
top
trying
5, top 5.
Dead or alive. That's what we call ourselves. Now, you know what I'm saying? You have to be a fan or know the music. See, if you ain't never heard it, then you don't know what to compare it to. But Jadakiss been killing the game since he was like 14 years old with the Rough Riders. Like, he's one of the people who always had a raspy voice and had bars.
Oh, yeah.
Like bars that knock your head off. And now people have to study his art. And he can still do it now. In 2021, he still drop shit and support shit and push shit that's like.
Now, he is the truth. That's the power.
He was just an underdog for a long time. You know what I'm saying?
He's finally getting his flowers.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
He has been a beast. Like I said, that raspy voice.
And he never got all the money that should go with his caliber. You know what I'm saying?
Right,
like,
and his catalog.
He done rapped with the greats. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm sure the Jay-Z's and the other people tipped their hat to him. You know what I'm saying? Knowing that he just always came with it. So maybe not the catchiest chorus, or maybe not, but when we come down to bars and paint a picture from the trenches, Jadakiss is the first. He's the voice. You know what I'm saying? And the hero. You know what I'm saying? That's fact. That's dope.
Fact.
So with idols like that, man, you know what I'm saying? We're gonna play that. Run It Up.
Yeah, Run It Up.
We're gonna play that in just a bit. You know what I'm saying?
Before we run it up,
as we close out, but I know that her music gotta be hard and got some substance,
right?
With those type of idols, and you know what I'm saying.
That's why I wanted to ask you, like, you know, what inspired you to even want to fuck with Granny's Crib? You know what I'm saying? Because you know, Lil Durk, he's on the top of his game. He's been on the top of his game, but for you to understand drill music or even have respect for the culture coming from the Midwest, are you a Lil Durk fan, or was it that you just like the track?
Nah, I'm a Lil Durk fan. Don't get me wrong. Some stuff I'd be like, oh, that's a little far-fetched for me. But I am a Lil Durk fan because like I'm a big I like pain music, like you know what I'm saying, like music that like when I listen to it, it's like damn, like you know what I'm saying, like that hit, like like that's the type of like music, like lyrics I like to hear. Like,
and it's funny that you say that, because what I was gonna also ask, with the new wave of female MCs, like you guys did talk about Lil Kim and El Nana, and I think they were on totally two different paths. Foxy Brown never really, in my opinion, sold sexuality. Like Lil Kim, she didn't really either until she did that pose where she popped that thing wide open. But when I think of female artistry now, it's like they're selling sex, you know, broke nigga ain't can't get none, and you got to buy the bag for them. For people who may not know your music, you gonna get the head, get that bread, and just leave. But when you say do you make pain music? Because you do say you like pain music.
Yes, I can honestly, like, my music is versatile. It's versatile, but I like to make music that you can relate to, like you feel it. Yes, it's a vibe. Exactly.
And you know what's crazy, because when I think of pain music from a female standpoint, I think of R&B, somebody like
Mary J.
or K. Michelle. You know what I mean?
No, we're not talking about that.
But you rap, so I would really want to hear how a female can come across rapping and still dealing with pain. Because I like Kevin Gates, I love Derez and Shine, I like the old Boosie when he was going through the pain. But a lot of people don't make pain music no more, because it's almost like everybody don't want to talk about the pain that they went through. Everybody want to just act as if they got it.
Or sometimes it's just one track, right? What people compare pain music to now, they think it's just saying, okay, my homie got shot up, we about to go, we in our feelings, about to go ride again. Kevin Gates and Derez and those type of people in Broadway, they got a different way of telling you just how waking up this morning, what type of day it was. So
exactly. And that's what I mean by like just talking about like real life like things like that. To me, that's pain music. Like talking about real life shit like that.
And I think those are the people that have a genuine core, a fan base.
Definitely. Cult followers.
Right. And you know, when you think about Boosie, you know, he wasn't the best rapper, but I feel like people felt him. And they continually to rock with him.
Eminem was kind of crazy and far-fetched, but the pain that he was rapping about for being somebody, a white American, you know, and going through the trials and tribulations with a baby's mother, or being the only white person in the room, or
and his mama being on drugs,
That pain music caused such a cult following. That's a big cult following, where some people will dye their hair and dive in the crowd with them. You know what I'm saying? At one of them concerts, they'll lose themselves for real. You know what I'm saying?
And you know, and not to veer off, but it's funny that you mentioned, because what's the guy that used to be with Rick Ross, the light-skinned guy?
Gunpla.
Yeah, he did an interview recently. You know, he was on his way to Rolling Loud concert, but he's seen all the feds and shit. So they turned around. He told people he wasn't going because of some shit that he had going on, and a lot of people was getting locked up going down there. But they asked him a question about hip hop, and he was saying that we don't own hip hop any longer. And then the interviewer asked, "Is it because of a person or the rap substance?" He said it was because of individual. And he was like, "Well, what individual?" He said Eminem. You feel me? Now the reason why I'm saying that is because that was how big of a impact that Eminem had.
I don't have nothing bad to say about him. You know what I'm saying? did his thing. He walked his
Right.
walk and talked his talk, and you know what I'm saying. He gave the game all of him. You know what I'm saying, for what he
Right.
could provide.
I mean, he did.
The only-
We was coming after Vanilla Ice. Like,
I'm
I grew
saying,
up with Vanilla
the
Ice, so when I heard Eminem, I'm like, no, this is not that guy
The
there.
only thing him couldn't do, him done did everything for everybody, put people on, provided jobs,
Right.
gave back, and supported the culture as much. The only thing he didn't do was turn black.
That's
He
it.
didn't change the color of his skin. You know what I'm
Right,
saying? But
right. And he got in and got out.
he held it down. So, you know, I
That's true.
ain't got no bad words. You know what I'm saying?
And he
Right.
didn't try to change himself either. I think that's the most important thing. Like, it's he was just himself.
That's true.
And he
That's
gave it to
true.
the world.
Right.
So it's interesting to hear that you got some pain music. You know what I'm saying? And you got to turn up in the party stuff and
Yeah.
run it up. I'm sure that makes you want to go get a bag.
Mhm.
But it's interesting to hear that you make pain music or into pain music, because that's one thing, like you said, besides R&B artists, that you don't really hear. You know what I'm saying? I don't really, unless she's mad at social media or how they perceiving her or giving her a hard time, I don't hear Cardi give out real pain music.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Or Megan.
Or Megan, or you know what I'm saying? Nicki Minaj, she's nice with the bars, but she always, you know what I'm saying, carried herself on the upper echelon. She'll tell you she's having a bad day on the interview, but not in the music. You can't hear it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So it's interesting, you know what I'm saying? Outside of running up, we would love to hear, you know what I'm saying, some of your pain music from a female's point of view. Because I know what a guy go through, you know what I'm saying? And I could listen to Kevin Gates or somebody in here what another man's going through, but I'd be interested to hear
See what a
what a
female-
bad day for a female, and that's the shit they gonna feel.
Yeah.
Because over the last, in the course of when you jumped in the game over the last 3 to 5 years, you know what I'm saying, a lot of females have taken off. Now you got the mulattoes, like you said, the Megan Thee Stallion. So
City Girl.
it's been more of a door kicked down for females to enter the game on some rap shit. You know what I'm saying? Nobody's really done it on some pain time.
Would you say this track that Cody Ray made? Would you consider that kind
No
of
parties?
right? But the title wouldn't really be representative.
Maybe.
You know what I
You know what I'm
mean?
saying? But then she came out
I
with
do
Big
like
Big
that
Purr.
shit. Yeah, Big Purr.
So that's not her lane. It's pain
Okay.
music.
See, I didn't hear that song. What did you say it was called?
Big Purr with Pooh Shiesty.
Oh, I had to put that up.
Yeah.
Okay.
But
So you got a project out, or you in the mix of a project?
I am cataloging right now.
Okay.
So that I can, narrow in on the project.
Got you. So you just adding to it. About how many songs in this last 2 year span have you recorded? Have you shot videos? Yeah.
A lot.
Wow.
So pandemic didn't stop you.
No,
You was working.
I was working.
That's lit.
I was definitely working. Only thing that has slowed down was the traveling. You know what I'm saying? Being able to come out here and go anywhere across the state. But other than that, I was working.
You was working. So about how many tracks have you put out?
Let's see. I have about four tracks that I've put out.
All platforms?
No. 2 of them are only on YouTube.
Okay.
2 of them are only on YouTube. Yeah. But that's within the pandemic. I have other stuff prior to that.
Got you. You shot videos for those?
Yes, I have videos. Yep. As a matter of fact, the Il Nana, I have a track that's called Tease Me. It's a cover from Foxy. The song that she did with Case.
Oh yeah, E.T.
Yeah,
Okay,
that one.
then. See, now the little
Yeah.
church coming out of here. I hear them church vocals.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so,
Now, what do you like on stage?
I like to have fun, like, honestly. Like, I like to engage with the crowd. Like, I like to make sure they.
Have you done many performances?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, I have.
In Connecticut or where about?
Connecticut, Atlanta.
Okay.
Where else have I been to show? Texas. Yeah, so I.
You shaking the movie.
Yeah.
That's lit. And how they perceive what you put out?
They honestly they love the sound. They don't know nothing about me. Like when I came to ATL, I was very nervous. Like I was nervous for that show. But as soon as I started like rapping and they was telling me.
Why were you nervous? Were you nervous because it was Atlanta?
Because like ATL is a tough crowd.
That's the major leagues.
Yeah.
That's true. You might be able to rock your neighborhood, but to rock Atlanta.
Atlanta.
And you have some real, genuine motion. You know what I'm saying? It's the
Right, because
major
Atlanta
leagues.
hard. They do like sometimes they don't even be giving a fuck about Gucci Man and be on the stage. But when you can captivate the Atlanta audience, whether it's through the bars or whether it's through the appearance, because even when I look at you, I tell artists all the time, we live in a time where you don't have to have the best bars, but you got to be able to play the part to get the role to win the Oscar. So when I see you, I'm like, well, no, I can buy into her. I'm looking at her. I can see her as a celebrity.
That's what I'm thinking. I'm like, when you, and this is my perception, when you're a female artist, it's easy to get them, to draw them in and get them to listen or see, whoa, what's that about?
Right.
But it's a little bit more difficult to get them to respect what you're saying.
That's true. That's true.
You could get them to listen. Right. Because, you know what I'm saying? You got all the marketing.
You got everything
right on you.
Right. Now, and that goes back to what I was saying as far as, and then no knock on other females, but it's like everybody's selling the same bowl of soup from the female standpoint. And I guess a lot of people feel like if that's what's working, they want to ride that wave. But what happens when that wave settles down? So if you can create your own lane, you're going to be here a lot longer. And like when I hear a project, like you can give me some of the slick shit the women be saying. You can give me a little bit of the pain music you done went through. You can give me some little running it up to make me see, okay, now she got bars like a nigga. She talking about running up the bag and woo woo. But when you just consistently just, make a broke nigga feel like he got to go rob somebody for him to get a piece of pussy, then it kind of changes the whole narrative. Like we got to be able to also uplift men rather than degrade them, because money ain't the end all to end all. We have to have it, but it's other things that make up. And I know this is entertainment, but like I was telling Jackpot a couple shows ago, is that people take rap lyrics more serious than they do a movie. They'll watch a movie and be like, oh, that was a good movie, and they could tell you that the movie was based on actual events. But when these niggas get to rapping, they read that shit like the Holy Bible. So when a woman say a broke nigga don't deserve no ass, it's a lot of dudes that couldn't get none because, and that's not fair.
Because City Girls is hot right now.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I be wanting to find some women that can still do that, but stimulate these sisters' mind and help some of these brothers. Because if you a bad chick and you get into the bag, then bring a nigga up who didn't have the bag. Like most
but set a standard too.
Yeah.
You have balance. You know what I'm saying?
That's it. That's balance this shit on out. So you're not just
don't tell them you gotta have $1 million. Just tell them, you know what I'm saying, you working hard out here. I see you, player.
I see you. Right. You feel me? And shout out to you. I see you, player.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I think that would inspire men to want to do more, because everybody don't have money. Everybody, you know what I mean? Like that ain't something that just comes to everybody.
And not to get off, but that kind of tarnishes a relationship too, because if it make it seem like you got to be this boss dude or you got to do this to have a female, you kind of cut out the working man and the person who's less fortunate. And
the working man, nigga, you gonna make enough money. He's working.
And so when he approaches a female now, rather than try to get to know her, he's trying to flex. You know what I'm saying? So he's not being himself because he's like, you know what I'm saying? He's trying to set a standard of impossible.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Now he's trying to be Inspector Gadget. He's trying to do it all.
Yeah.
Yes.
So are there any artists in the game outside the ones that you mentioned as influences that's in the game right now? I know you say you like Lil Durk. Is there anybody, if you had the big budget and you could work with anybody, who would it be today, producer or artist? Or both? If you could get your big feature today.
Ooh, that's a good question. Honestly, if I could get a big feature today, it would be Nicki Minaj. If I could get like a big, it would be Nicki.
And I'm glad that you said it. Like, I always said the average lifespan of I didn't say it, Tupac said it, but the average lifespan of an artist was 4 years. He was like, normally after 4 years, the labels, they start investing their money in different talent. Mm-hmm. And if you're able to last 4 years or longer, then you become iconic, like a Lil Wayne, like a Jay-Z, and people of those natures. Yeah. I feel like Nicki is iconic. Like, other women that slid on through, and black people, we got dementia or amnesia or something because they act like what this woman did.
She was the hottest in the game for 10 years straight.
If y'all forgot that, then y'all slipping on y'all pimping. You know what I mean? And no disrespect to the young. If it took all you girls, City Girls, Cardi B, if it took all you girls for y'all to forget about Nicki, then it wasn't.
But no disrespect to them. But they don't. Nobody in the game, and this is a fact. Nobody in the game is touching Nicki Minaj.
Little Kim is one of the grandmothers of the game.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Legend for sure.
And you could tell that she was influenced by Little Kim.
The Eves and people like that. Those are the first to do it. But she's absolutely right. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Nicki Minaj is like her dog, you know what I'm saying? Her brother, she like the Little Wayne of the situation where she came out and tore shit up and kicked doors down where now all these other people, you couldn't hear Cardi B for the first time and not think of Nicki.
Right.
You can't see Megan running around town and not think Nicki.
Right, but because it goes from one to the next to the next. But you're right. But they have to respect that, though. You got to.
Nicki kicked down the door to rap with. You know what I'm saying?
The only fault that Nicki did have is that she isolated herself. You know what I'm saying? Like she put herself on such a pedestal and got so in her head. You know what I'm saying? As she should have though, because she worked for that shit, but. Is the fact of like she got so big headed that she kind of just was like, you know.
Yeah.
So now it's like because the female rap game is so like intense.
Right.
Now you have all these young females, and it's like, well, I don't really want to work with you because you kind of, you know, that's the issue she having.
But life happens. You know what I'm saying? People go through anxieties, depressions. People start having babies and trying to live their real life on top of their. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
They alter ego life, you know what I'm saying? And it causes a clash where sometimes you got to just close down.
Right. And it took me a minute to accept Nicki coming from the era of Lil' Kim. You know what I mean? Because I grew up with Lil' Kim and, you know, she definitely was the truth. You know what I mean? But we had a lot of female MCs like Queen Latifah, MC Light, Roxanne Shante, Mia X, Yo-Yo, you know what I mean? From the West, you know what I mean? So I think that they're bringing that back. But when Nicki was doing her thing, well, didn't nobody come through that door when Nicki was doing it for 10?
Because nobody could rap that good. So they didn't want to come through just like the little prissy girl. If you did, you better move over to R&B.
Right.
Because rap right now, she was causing a gale.
And then even when, she was a big gale. Right. And even when it came to the pop.
It was a Salvo.
Right.
It was a motherfucking Gail Salvo in that one.
Right, for real.
She caused a storm in the game.
Exactly. Big facts.
For sure.
But that's exactly how you just use that in that context. That's exactly what I'm here to do.
Right.
Exactly how you just delivered that just now in that sentence. That's exactly what I'm here to do.
You here to shake shit up.
Most definitely.
You know what I'm saying? Make people feel uncomfortable. Make people, you know what I'm saying? The genuine ones rise to the top.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And the ones that's flawed, you make them fall off.
For sure.
You know
so how's this is not your first time in Atlanta, is it?
No, I be here all the time.
Oh, you in and out.
Yeah.
You working.
Yeah.
In 2 years, you'd have been.
You
know, that's dope. So how have they treated you since you've been here? I know you said you was kind of nervous walking into it the first time, but now that you damn near a Georgia resident, so much,
right?
How's the game treated you? What you're taking to learn?
They treated me well. They showed me a lot of love. You know what I'm saying? It's no bad vibes. It's no even from females. You know, back home like females is but up here it's like they show love. You know what I'm saying? It's different.
That's a fact. You know what I'm saying? And you know, I preach that a lot. I was just having a conversation with someone yesterday. Where coming from up north, it's a different climate and a different energy. So, you know, we watching every car. These people might be right across the street from each other and have, you know what I'm saying, real live smoke with each other. Yes. You know what I'm saying? It's a more hustle and bustle. Even being born in New York, I just said to a guy who was up here, he did 17 years in prison in New York. And we talked about, I said, man, New York raised some of the toughest people just because of the climate. Like, New York give me anxiety. You know what I'm saying? I come from the city, but New York, white, black, Chinese, Arab, you know what I'm saying? Puerto Rican, Dominican, everybody's on their hustle and bustle. They got their Walkman on and they just strutting it out. You got to have a different type of strength and energy to survive in New York because the buildings are so high. It's like, if you yell, who's going to hear you? You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Where you could be in the middle of Alabama or somewhere in the middle of nowhere and you yell real loud and like you make enough. You cause a big enough gale, that's all eyes on you. Right. You know what I'm saying? But New York,
out the window, they coming out the door.
New York, the population is so big, the city's so big, the projects is up to the sky. It's like, you know what I'm saying? You really a micro dot in the situation that's going on. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So that's why you can commend people like the Jay-Z's and Fabulous and stuff like that. Like for you to become an icon, a one of one out of New York,
you did it.
Is a different beast. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I can agree to that, you know what I'm saying? And the energy that I know just from my city, like I said, we watching every car. In my city, I didn't really go to a lot of clubs and bars just because it'd be neighborhood stuff going on. When I come to Atlanta, it's like I could turn up in peace.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't know if that's even a thing, but I turn up in peace. You know what I'm saying? Ain't no resting going on. I turn up in peace, you know what I'm saying? Because I know that nobody's looking at me. Everybody's here to have a good time. I'm not the biggest fish in the pond. Everybody's getting money. Everybody's fresh. Everybody's flashy. Everybody got their jewelry on. You know what I'm saying? So I can relax and enjoy myself and really get good networking and business taken care of down here.
Yes.
I could go to different neighborhoods. I could go to north, east, south, you know what I'm saying, Atlanta, and shake your hand and make something shake. You know what I'm saying? Opposed to, you know, where we from, it's like, oh, no, we don't go over there, or we don't do that, or you're already prejudging, or they hating over there. I'm not going over there with that energy. So I can agree with you where it's different. I was even, like I said, I was joking with someone yesterday. When I bring family members or friends down to Georgia and they from Boston, from my city, I take them to a club or a lounge or something like that. They all flip like, yo, oh no, dude over there, he's looking at me, and you know what I'm saying? And they up against the wall. And I'm like, relax, because I'm like, bro, I can promise you everything in my pocket. He's not looking at you. And if he is, not on up north time, he's probably looking past you because there's a girl behind you, or you know what I'm saying? Or he's trying to sell you his CD.
Yes.
Like, he's not looking like that's drum, that's smoke. You know what I'm saying? That's what we used to. So once we could come out of that and come to Georgia, you know what I'm saying? It's not sweet down here. You still got to be on your P's and Q's for sure. You know what I'm saying? But it's more relaxed than where we come from, because up north and the northeast can just be an aggressive environment.
It's very aggressive.
You know what I'm saying? Where everybody's hating on you, they are. You ain't guessing it. You know what I'm saying? Down here, you really got to cause a negative gale to have people hating on you or trying to take you out the game.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Because it's all love and there is a sense of hospitality, and you know what I'm saying? They want you to do business and spend money comfortably. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Down here, so everybody's not, oh, you know what I'm saying? If somebody's staring at you, you really already did something wrong to them.
Yeah.
But up north, or maybe even Chicago, like everybody's just watching everybody getting in and out of the elevator.
And we're not speaking to nobody.
We're not saying
exactly.
We're not speaking. If a nigga speak to you in Chicago, nigga, it's a trick to it.
Right.
We just not
right.
speaking.
Somebody come up like,
we might throw the head, we might nod.
Somebody come up to y'all, you know what I'm saying, anywhere up north and be like, hey, I just want to tell you about my music career, or you should check me out. They opposed to that. But there's a culture set up down here where it's like, oh, hold on, man, let me hear what you're saying. Don't take my information.
Yes.
My homeboy got a studio. This dude shoot videos. Whatever you need down there, we got full amenities. You know what I'm saying, for your music career.
They not putting you in that type of position in New York and Chicago.
They selfish. That's
right,
the word.
nigga. If I'm already plugged, nobody wanna hear your shit. Yeah, nigga, we not talking to you. Right. And let me just say this. I know this is, I'm gonna go far-fetched with y'all. I apologize. Was it you that sent me that damn? You sent that to me. Nigga, Kanye West ain't even from Chicago. I'm sick of this shit, nigga. I dropped the mic. This nigga from Atlanta.
He's a Grady baby.
Man, I said, well, I thought that was goddamn.
What?
Bro, that shit fucked me up. Well, I wasn't a Kanye West fan. Not like that anyway. I'm just gonna keep it a buck. But that shit fucked me up.
Yeah, that's
what you think about Kanye building a bed that small, like a twin bed, inside the Georgia Dome and recording the rest of his album from there?
Weird.
You didn't see that?
Somebody was telling me about it today.
I'm gonna give you some news you can use. He's in the locker room. He set up his room like a cell. He got Yeezy flip flops and Yeezy boots right there, and he's in album mode. And he said he's paying $1 million a day to record from the Georgia Dome.
But he got it set up like a jail.
That's what it looked like to me.
Well, if
he got a twin bed that's like smaller than his table.
Yeah.
And he got like a TV, and he got like a couple pairs of flip flops.
But here's the thing. And I ask all these artists, like, what type of environment do you need to be in for you to be where you need to be to do what you need to do? Because you know he went to Wyoming.
So the first one.
And then but if he wanted to do that, he could have went over there to Cobb County. He could have went over there to Rice Street. You know, they got some goddamn room for that. Yeah, if you really want to get your mind right, then
it'd be cheaper than $1 million a day.
Hell yeah.
Cheaper than $1 million a day for the next month. How much you plan to make off this album?
Yeah, now that's ridiculous.
That is.
That's
you get what I'm saying? So you're gonna stay there for 30 days for $1 million a day.
That nigga paying $1 million a day.
That's what they said, and they showed how they set up the room for the creative. But you know that breaks into, you know what I'm saying, how he needs to get in his creative space. What do you need to get into your creative space? When you're in the studio, is there a specific snack? Do you got to have a certain drink, a certain smoke,
lighting,
a certain?
What about the lighting? Do you like for it to be dim? Could you have bright lights? Do you need strobe lights?
I don't like Like I like natural light. Like if it's just light coming in during the day through the blinds, that's cool. But I don't like the overhead light.
Like some LED or disco ball. You don't want the disco
It'd
ball.
be too much. So like just a little like dim light is cool. Normally at the studio, y'all call it the yo. That's what that's
Right,
the yo.
right.
But at the studio, yeah, it'd just be a little dim light, which is good. Which is fine. Because too much light gives me a headache. I don't like all that.
Now I asked this. Now I think I asked Jackpot because I've been into music for years, and some people are just natural writers, and they can write without having a beat. Like they can harmonize what they want it to sound like, and then they can go to the studio and then put up different tracks, which resonates to them.
Yes.
Or do you have to be in the studio and you listen to tracks first and then you write to the track, or do you write first and then?
I can do both. Sometimes I'll be like, most of the time my rhymes come to me when I'm driving. Like if I'm driving, I just be like thinking about something. I'll be like, oh, I gotta put that down. Like, so I'll put it in my phone, or like I'll write it like in a piece of paper real quick and keep it.
So
but
you do write?
I can do both.
You do write?
Yes, I do write.
Do you do anything off the top?
Yeah. What? I can listen. I can memorize.
That's cool.
I can memorize the
There's nothing wrong with that.
No, it's not. But I'm just saying only because
in this day
from up north.
But in this day and age,
that was just expected.
It's something I wanna monster doing that, but I'm not there.
But if you're a good writer, it makes it hard to just do that part. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Because you used to being a perfectionist with it.
That's true.
You know what I'm saying?
That's true.
A lot of these off the top people, they be like, or they do punch in. So
that's it.
All
Punch in.
right, stop. Let me smoke, drink,
and
just like the pizza.
Bring it back. And then
okay, boom, boom, boom. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
it took them so long. Even working with Leah, I remember like I did like one song where I was coming off the top. You know what I'm saying? And that's something I wanted to do because he was working in the Atlanta studios, and everybody who came in, that's how they spent their 2-hour block.
Going off
just
the top.
off the top. By the time they done, he hit play, and it's like, oh, he forgot he said that in the first 6 bars. You know what I'm saying? It's like he just coming up trying to finish it. It's like a race. You know what I'm saying? He's just trying to, am I done yet? All right, more. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So when you write, you know what I'm saying? Like Jadakisses and the people that she named of the caliber, even Nicki Minaj, they not coming off the top.
Right.
It's really skilled and planned and plotted out. You know what I'm saying?
And I think
about those Nicki bars that she's saying, the ones that hit and people feel.
Right.
Or the Jadakiss bars, the way he say something, there's no way he do that off the top. The only genius who do shit like that is supposedly Lil Wayne. You know what I'm saying?
Supposedly.
And I'm sure he got to write some of that shit down.
Right.
Them shit, the metaphors be too.
Yo, he's a monster.
Yeah, he is. And even Jay. Like, and I mean, Gucci he did a mixtape called No Pen, No Pad, where nigga, you was just doing freestyle. But I think that takes away from the artistry. And I think when people listen to their favorite rappers say that they didn't have a pen or a pad, they want to do it. And I think that's why the substance in hip hop is so fucked up, because they feel like they can just say anything.
But that's the difference between a GOAT
right.
and the general population.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You can't. You can't look at what Lil Wayne do and then just go try to mimic it at home and think you the best at it. You know what I'm saying?
Bro, I ain't write none of that shit down. It sounds like it. That shit is trash.
Right.
Take that shit to the dumpster, bro. I mean, everybody can't do that. And everybody for real. You know what I mean?
You gotta do too many ad-libs and other distractions. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Well, like you said, do a lot of punching.
Even
not one song take you down to 2 hours.
A lot of Thug songs been starting to come with concept where I believe that he's doing some type of writing or he's taking his time with it. Because he's getting more on concept rather than
Yes.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
The shit that he's
right.
Yes.
Even the Migos. I mean, because when they first came out, they was being categorized as mumble rappers. Like people was, I know who they was talking about, but with like the song Straightening, like you can hear they damn near talking proper English.
Lil Baby. I believe that Lil Baby's writing now. Because that shit's coming out so, well, at least, and it ain't got to be physically writing. It could be in the phone. You know what I'm saying?
That's true.
When I've seen other ones, when he first kicked off, when he was just like, with Gunna, like, and he just filling in the blanks. You know what I'm saying? He just filling in the blanks. Now I can believe that there's some writing going on, or at least some strategy behind what's going on. So that's dope.
That does
do
help
both,
sometimes.
but don't let them, this new age, you know what I'm saying, convince you that you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because I'm expecting a lot from you when we run it up now.
Listen,
Now I'm gonna play Granny's Crib because I'm glad you know.
that's my first song.
Hey,
yes.
listen, I wish you sent it to me because I had a little dirt shit. As soon as you said Granny's Crib, I had already put this shit already on it's all I had to do is press play. But I wish you would have sent your version of Granny's, and if you have it, you can send it.
Oh, we can send it.
Yeah,
Sure.
send that. Go ahead and send it right now. So yeah, so we gonna play Chi-Town's version of Granny's Crib.
But before we get into the music, I just want to know real quick. So what are you working on now? You know, what's to come? Because I know you say you're building up that catalog to put out a project. Is it gonna be an EP, a tape, an album?
It's gonna be most likely EP.
EP. How many songs you looking to have on it?
About 6. I say about 6.
Okay. Do you have a specific producer that you work with, or?
Yes, his name is Larry Beans.
Okay. So did Lear make those remakes to those?
Yes, he made the Tease Me. Yep, he made the beat for that. And I have another track that's a sample, it's a Warren Hill sample. It's called For the Streets. That song snap too.
That's dope.
Yeah.
So you and Lear cooking up.
Yes.
That's lit.
And covers are great. And you can monetize covers. You understand what I'm saying?
Okay.
One of the artists that I follow, but two of the artists that I follow that I became fans of, didn't know who they were until they did the cover. One of them was Keke Palmer. When she did that Rihanna cover, what that song Rihanna made? Needed Me.
Oh, Needed Me.
You wasn't in the choir.
Oh no, I was on Usher board.
Okay.
I was on Usher board. When she did that Needed Me, I didn't even know. She, in my opinion, I love Riri.
Mm-hmm.
She killed that cover to Needed Me. And another guy who did the cover who I didn't know was Jacquees. I seen a few of his covers, and I'm like, this dude can really sing. You know what I mean? And when you talking about rapping, for you to be able to do a cover or a jack for a beat, because I would say jack for a beat when it's rap, and then a cover when it's R&B, but jacking for a beat, I think those are like the rapper already did it. But if you could come close to doing it, like I've seen people do, like females do a hit 'em up beat, hit 'em up. You know what I mean? But I love to hear other up and coming artists do.
Well, you got like I want to say it's Mulatto who did She's a Very Freaky Girl.
Right.
She just did that, and so there's a few other ones circulating right now to this day where they remakes or covers that have been approved. And the dope thing about that is that it brings that old feeling back.
It do.
So it's like a double hit. You know what I'm saying? Because
and you paying homage.
You get introduced to a new artist, you're paying homage, and it automatically drags you in because you heard this before.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So when somebody uses an OJZ beat or, you know what I'm saying?
Familiar.
That's true.
Or somebody remakes something or uses a sample, or even if you use like a rock or hip hop, a rock or an old school jazz sample, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
When you use that sample and bring back the old feeling.
That's true.
You get that 50 and up crowd as well as get the young people into a
old feeling with a new vibe.
Yeah, so that's
you know what I mean?
That's
like
a dope strategy.
The young boy who did that song, what's that song? He was rapping off the who sang that song? The song for white chicks. Remember when he was in the car? Yeah.
Somebody made a song of
he was rapping like spitting some gangster shit, like
See?
off of that beat though. And it snapped.
And off rip, you like, this the white chicks beat, so you already listening. Now he's saying some shit. He done got you gravitated.
Right,
you want to play that back.
Yeah.
You want to show somebody.
Right.
Yo, you remember white chicks?
It's a strategy.
Yeah,
it's definitely a marketing strategy.
Exactly.
And it works rather than creating something original, or you can. You know what I'm saying?
Right. But it also helps you build your fan base up.
Sure.
Yes.
Because the track has already resonated with you. Now you spitting over a track that they already know, and now they engage in it because they really want to say,
and then,
did she go hard?
And then once you
know what I mean?
Exactly.
And then once you gotta submit that paperwork to the original artist,
right?
And then they see it blow off. Now they know you without, you know what I'm saying? You done tap on the shoulders of somebody. You go use an old Mary J beat and hit Mary J up, and you coming out strong, and you pay her
got 20 million views on
it. And you pay her what she need to get paid. So now she just got a check out the blue. Now she's looking at you, and you take off. You got her support. You know what I'm saying? So that's a dope strategy.
Yeah.
So you're thinking about, you said about 5 to 6 tracks?
Yeah, about 5 to 6.
That's about right for an EP. And what would the name of it be?
I haven't come up with it yet. I can't even hold you. I haven't.
I think it should be like the Crazy Storm or Storm is getting crazy. So,
Or I could do the calm before the storm. And then
ooh,
the calm before the storm.
right. I like
And
that.
then so it could be like a part 2.
Or it could be your name. You know what I'm saying? Because I think people still need to, you know what I'm saying? You can still sell them on that.
Right,
You know
the branding part of it.
The
You know what I mean?
branding.
It's nice resonating with them.
Yeah.
Do you sing?
Yeah, I can sing a little. Yes, I can sing a little bit. Yes,
I mean, but I see when you did it, I'm like, no, but she can't carry a note.
Yes.
Have you experimented any of that? On your song yet?
Yeah. Once I do drop this project, y'all gonna hear.
I was gonna ask, can we expect
Yes.
some R&B on
Yes.
Really?
Yeah. There'll be
Okay.
some singing.
See, your face lit up like you hit the jackpot when we started talking about that. See, that was gonna be your pistol on the side. Like that's the secret weapon that you're gonna hit their ass over there. And let me ask you this. And I'm not against it, I'm not for it, it just is what it is.
Mm-hmm.
Do you use auto-tune?
Yeah.
You do?
Yes.
Okay.
Listen, everybody use auto-tune. If they tell you they don't,
They lying.
lying.
Okay.
Everybody use auto-tune.
They might not even use it. The engineer might use it for you.
Exactly.
You didn't know that that's what he was adding.
Slide
Switch it up.
shit over there.
You might
Right.
just put a little hint of it, but it's like you said, it's in there.
Yeah.
Like swimwear, it's in there.
It's in there.
Because now they have it where, like, you know how, like, when T-Pain first came out, like, you knew off the rip, like, oh, he yodeling, like, you know.
Yeah.
But you know, T-Pain can actually sing.
Yes,
I've met
he
him
can.
like 12 times. He's a funny guy.
Yes.
He's a great dude. I hate how his career was kind of just replaced. I hate how they did him, but he's a great guy to know. Akon
He's
and
talented,
Boo.
very talented.
He's extremely talented. You know, I miss T-Pain, but you know what? He did what Roger Troutman done. He just reinvented it for the new generation. And Jay was trying to get rid of it. Yeah. Jay had put out the album called The Death of the Auto-Tune. That whole album was predicated because Jay said that sound was going to take over hip-hop. So he tried to get rid of T-Pain. But nigga, you got rid of him. But there was a lot more roaches, nigga, running around the city who'd have picked it up. And now you can't get rid of it. You know what I mean?
No.
So, and I think that's why T-Pain went on that rant recently where he was telling everybody to be different, do something else, stop doing this. Because he was replaced by a lot of clones. Now, people may say he was a clone because he took from Roger Troutman. Roger Troutman actually had a device that this nigga had to put in his fucking mouth.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They took that and created an actual auto-tune. And T-Pain was wise enough or that far ahead of his time that he introduced it to the fucking world.
And Lil Wayne really taught people how to sauce with that shit.
That's true. And he didn't even have to do it because when Auto-Tune came out, he was known as the greatest rapper ever.
Yeah, but when he came for that run, that's when.
What was that song he came out? Talking about some love.
How to love it.
That sounds good.
It was. I mean, but anything Lil Wayne was putting out, like we were talking about earlier, just was a hit.
He couldn't miss. He was on Lil Baby mode right now. Lil Baby can't miss. What I say about Lil Baby is he get rich all over again every song he drops. Right. It's like, so what somebody does for one whole career, like every album and EP, when he dropped one little song, what he say? I had $1 million on my checklist 2 years ago.
Yeah.
At a 0 to the 1, I'm in a different mode. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He's writing goals off by, like, man, he could buy a whole new fleet of cars off at one single. He dropped tomorrow. He get re-rich.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You don't see too many people get re-rich. Like, we're gonna start from the beginning. Monopoly board. Pass go.
Right.
Back at it. You know what I'm saying?
That's fact.
But yeah, so what can people look forward to? You know, you got the EP coming out soon.
Yes.
What can we look forward in the near future, and where can everybody find you at?
Okay, so in the near future, it will be tons of visuals dropping.
You got one in mind specifically, like that's coming?
Yes, I have this song that is called East Side Story. Which I don't know if that rings a bell to you. You know this movie West Side Story?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, so it's like that. Pretty much.
Is it a story?
It's like a love story type thing. Yeah.
Okay.
And the video gonna like kind of replicate that movie. So like old school vibes, diner, poodle skirt type stuff, you know.
Oh.
Yeah. So I'm excited about that. That's coming. Other than that, I mean, of course, I be doing a lot of features and stuff like that. So I have a big feature I'm working on.
These are features that you reaching out to, or people now starting to reach towards you?
It's a little bit of both.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a little bit of both.
people trying to work. You know,
Yes,
shaking the
people
movement,
are,
so
by the grace of God, yeah, people are definitely
that's lit.
Yeah.
That's lit. Where can people find you, submit the information, who they need to contact if they try to book a feature today?
Yes, today. Okay, you can follow me at TheGaleSalvo. So TheGaleSalvo on all social media platforms. That's me.
And they can just contact you and
Yes,
figure
just
out how
contact
much
me.
for the feature or how
All
we
that.
put together.
All that.
That's
all
lit,
that.
man. So
All that.
I'm sure after we drop this, run it up. You know what I'm saying? Motherfuckers gonna want to run
They
it
gonna
up.
wanna run
Now
it.
they gonna have to run it up. Bring your checkbook and your
Thank
bitcoins, then cash out your Zelle.
Let them
Let me ask you
know.
this. And I always ask this from a journalistic standpoint. If just say other than music,
Yes.
what else is it that you do? Like, you know what I mean? Like as an individual, you know what I mean? Because you're not a rapper.
Yeah.
24 hours a
As
day.
a regular person.
Right, you cook, you skateboard,
Right.
like, you know
But
what I'm
I know you do read comic books, and you know those comic books are collectibles, so you hold on to some of them comic books. They can be worth some damn money, because I used to collect baseball and football cards.
And
you know
I
what
think
mean?
that's gonna be hard too. You know what I'm saying? Once this EP drop, if you could find different comic book stores or stuff to do your listening party or
That would
or
be dope.
autograph signings and shit.
That would
Because
be dope.
you know, coming from a male standpoint, when a female has knowledge of something that you didn't really think she would, like that's kind of like a curveball. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Outside of makeup and regular shit that we can't relate to.
Shit that they would say was nerd. That's
Right.
nerdy. Like you read comic book.
Like comic book, or you know what I'm saying, when a female knows something about cars, or even if she
Right.
could hoop on the low, you know what I'm saying? Like
Right.
those little things is a dope appeal for, you know what I'm saying, whatever
Yeah.
motion you push it. So that's my recommendation if you do
Yeah, that'd be
any type
tough.
of signing or listening.
Yes.
But and there's very few and far in between, but I'm sure the ones that are still there are like staples of the neighborhood. So if you can find a comic book store or
Right.
something of that, I think that'd be
Now
fun.
that
And-
actually,
Or even if you create a video around some comic,
I know.
put the comic book shit
I know.
somewhere in the sauce.
I
You
know.
know what I'm saying?
I was trying to go to the Comic-Con this year, but I think I might have.
And that's a huge fan base. If
Yes.
you stick a little bit of dope in that trap, that shit gonna
Yeah,
boom.
yeah. Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You get into that network, it's over with.
No, that's for real.
You'll be
Because
rich forever.
they have something in common, which, you know, like it's a different feel. Like when I collect sports memorabilia cards, you know what I mean? People was like, oh, you collect baseball cards?
It's
Football
its own
cards?
world.
It is.
It's all
But
bubble.
to have a talent outside of a hobby
Yeah.
and you turning them on to something that they didn't know about, but they know that you with them. Oh, she got a goddamn comic book that's
They're
13
gonna
years old.
embrace you and be like, she's one of us.
Yes. And she's repping for us, and they're gonna support you just
Exactly.
like you say, a cult follower,
They're
because
gonna spread like a mouse.
the comic book is a cult follower.
The coat's there.
Yeah, it's already there. You gotta
That's
tap into it.
lit. But back to Pee Weezy's question, what's something that you do, you know what I'm saying?
Oh, outside of
day, that outside of music that people probably wouldn't even expect.
I'm a mom. I'm a mom. I have
I
an
didn't see that one coming.
I didn't either. I definitely didn't see that.
I'm a mom. Yep, I have an 8-year-old son. His name is Hunter. So I do that.
How's he feel about mommy's music career? Does
He
know about it?
supports. He does. He gets sad sometimes. Like, oh, mommy, I want to come to you, things like that.
His time will come.
It will.
You got 10 years and you'll still be hot in the game.
Right.
But he knows what the main objective is at the end of the day.
Right.
So he definitely supports
We're gonna put him on growing up hip hop.
Oh
You
yeah.
know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah.
Rich
Oh
out.
That's
yeah.
real. Yeah.
Yes.
what-
And yeah, he's a handsome fella. He needs to be. I need to get him in some type of knowledge.
And he's gonna follow. You know, kids normally follow in their parents' footsteps, or they inspire to do better than their parents. But most child stars became child stars because their parents were stars.
And from what I'm seeing, she got a meaning behind her name and her music, and you know what I'm saying, it's very deeply rooted. She want to make sure it's hit. So she don't even necessarily, maybe some of the songs, but she don't even have the type of content where you gotta hide your kid away from it.
Right.
Like, cause she's putting out good work, good
Because
songs.
she come from the church. You tell me you sing in the church, didn't
Yeah.
you? Yeah.
So she's putting out good work that, you know what I'm saying, her son could look up and be proud of, and you know what I'm saying, be like, oh shit, you know what I'm saying?
And let me ask you
rather
this.
than my mom's up there with a G-string and
And that's what I was about to ask. With the mute, and I'm still not knocking
Yes.
none of these females,
Yes.
but if you had a little girl that was 8 or 9, would you allow her to listen to some of the female music that are being played on?
Absolutely not.
No way around.
Absolutely not.
Absolutely not.
For real?
Some of it is a little too vulgar. Like the stuff that they be saying. Like, don't get me wrong, I'm not against it. Like for a grown woman, like I listen to it if I'm trying to turn up on my thing.
Right, but you know what
Not
it is.
for my
It's
child,
entertainment.
so, yeah.
Right, and you know with the phones, you know the kids just have access to
They're
listen to.
sponges. Like
They absorb everything.
soak
The
up
stuff out
everything.
here coming off of TikTok, I'll be like,
Yes.
they don't got a rating on that thing yet.
See?
They saying stuff I wouldn't even think
So
of.
I ain't even been on TikTok. I ain't
No,
TikTok
TikTok
one
is-
time.
I'm saying you could be on a train or a bus or walking through American Deli and the stuff you hear coming off of kids' TikTok, you be like, hey man, what is
Mhm.
So there's no regulation.
no filter on that shit.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? TikTok is worse than Lil Boosie's page. Get Boosie back his page, man. But
Right, yeah.
is there anything else that you might do?
Other than that, I'm a medical biller.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
So I deal with insurance, computers.
So you like the dude off of y'all? I don't know if y'all seen that. You like the dude off of Pineapple Express?
Yeah, something
He
like that.
going in subpoena, people throwing the letter in the door. You been served.
Right. All right.
Yes,
Yes,
I
sir.
just do it with medical bills. But
Okay.
yeah.
Okay, you go out in the field or you got
No. I send through mail.
Okay.
Send it through mail. Send.
Yeah, and the
Or
reason why I do
phone
ask,
Phone calls be scary because if you know how somebody be like, hey, is this P. Weezy? Like, who this? Like,
Yeah.
oh yeah, we call and tell you extended warranty. Like, click.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I get that
give my
all the
number.
time.
Yeah, but you know, I always say that because and I'm gonna be serious. Like the kids are reading on an awful reading level. The math scores are down. Corona has stopped kids from really being able to go to school and
Yes.
socialize. So I want people to also know that away from being an entertainer, some people have to actually get a job.
Now you gotta.
Well, whatever. There's a real life outside of the music.
That's true.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So even if your music is starting to fund your lifestyle, there's still
Checks and
you're not
balances.
on tour
Yes.
for the next 10 years all day, every day.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You still got to eat, use the bathroom, shower.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You
Right.
still got to go home and kiss the kids and
Mhm.
pay some bills.
That's
Or
Go school shopping. You know,
Yeah.
all that stuff.
you got to go get your
Yeah.
checkup. Like, there's things outside of your
Mhm.
music video. You know what I'm saying? So
Right.
it's interesting to know, you know what I'm saying, that we got superstars out here that's real people.
And they have to do real things, have real
Yeah.
jobs, and real responsibility. They're an artist, but they're also a mother, they're a daughter, you know what I mean? They're a wife, they're a lot of different things besides an entertainer. I think we give entertainers too much authority over
Mhm.
what people should be doing for their own kids. You know what I mean?
Well, that goes back to what she was saying about Nicki kind of fading off for whatever time she quarantined herself before the pandemic. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Is you got to do that sometimes.
You have to.
You know what I'm
That's
saying? To take yourself out of what's going on.
Because you can lose yourself sometimes,
And,
you know.
and you don't want to become 40 and been raised by the game and like forgot like, damn, where's my life? I didn't get married. I didn't have kids. I didn't enjoy this run.
That's true.
You know what I'm saying?
Because I worked so hard that I didn't get the chance to enjoy
You
it.
don't want to.
Yeah.
Reap the benefits behind it.
It's a marathon, but you don't want to run it till you're dead.
That's true.
You want to have some
Motherfucker
time.
be like, I finished the race and then
Yeah. They want to have some time. You want to have some time to be able to watch the next people run.
Right.
You know what
And
I'm
embrace
saying?
them.
You're OG. You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
That's
So,
true. That's true.
all right, so one more time, man. Tell them where they can find you at, man.
So everybody, you can find me on IG, Twitter, Snap, Facebook, everything, Spotify, all the above. At TheGirlSalvo, TheGalesAlvo.
All right, and what can you tell us about this track? We're about to bless the world with Run It Up, man.
Run It Up. Yes, this is my track, Run It Up. My single, it was playing on the radio out in Cali, and
West
in my
Coast?
hometown. Huh?
I said West Coast?
West Coast. Yes, and in my hometown, CT was on the radio.
And now it's here in Atlanta.
Yes, now it's in ATL.
Yeah.
I'm excited. There's a
Right.
video on YouTube. Check it out. Shot by KBTV Productions.
And what's your YouTube?
My YouTube is Gil Savo.
Okay.
Gil Savo.
Keeping it simple.
Keeping it, yes. Generic, baby, generic.
Hey, that name ain't generic.
Nah, that's boss. That's big boss shit.
Nah.
You feel me?
I hear that.
All right, well, we're about to get the Gil started, man. Drop that Run It
Go
Up.
ahead and introduce it to the world right
All
quick.
right, everybody. This is my track, Run It Up by Gil Savo, shot by KBTV. Check it out.
Yeah.
It's generic, baby, generic.
And that name is Gil.
Nah, that's boss. That's big boss shit.
All right, we're about to get the Gil started.
Go ahead and introduce it to the world right quick.
They're listening live right now.